everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Favor Ayonshola. So yes, today we are going to revise a book titled Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book, Psychology of Money, have a lot of information that's going to affect the trajectory of your financial status. If you want to learn how to get wealth and how to manage wealth, you have to stay tuned. Welcome back. So, like I said, that today we are going to revise the book titled Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book is my favorite book. For someone like me who is interested in wealth and money, this book is this book makes me go gaga. Like, honestly, I learned a lot from this book, and I want to help you by revising this book. So I pick up this book as a result of my curiosity. I want to know why some persons are rich or wealthy or some persons are poor. Could we say that the rich man or the wealthy man is wealthy as a result of luck, or could we say that the poor man is poor as a result of laziness? Or could we say that both parties, the current situations of both parties could be as a result of their risk? This is what bettered my interest for the book. And I wasn't disappointed by the information I was able to sip out of that book. Oh my God, it was so interesting. Yes. So now this book is divided into 20 chapters. So because I want you to understand, I want you to grasp everything in that book, I would love to divide this make this video into two parts, which is part 1 and part 2. So part 1 video, we're going to revise chapter 1 to chapter 10, and part 2 video, we are going to revise chapter 11 to chapter 20. I'm sure you are excited already. Oh my God. Oh. According to Morgan Housel, it says your financial success is not a hard science, it's a soft skill where how you behave is more important than what you know. Finance is being guided by people's behavior, and this brings us to chapter 1. No one is crazy. So yes, no one is crazy. We say that your personal experience with money makes up maybe 0.0000001% of what happened in the world, but maybe 80% of how you think the world work. Now, our knowledge about finance or money, or our attitude, our behavior towards money, is being influenced by our background, our culture, our location, our geographic area, inflation, the economy, and everything. So we can't say that the kind of behavior a person from a rich background, a wealthy background would have towards money will be the same thing, the same behavior a person who is from a poor background will actually have towards money. And we can't say that a person who lives in a different era or different era of different economic states in a country behaves will be the same thing with someone who also stay in a different economy in economic states in a country. So we can't say that a person who is from the United States of America, his behavior towards money would be the same with the person who is in Nigeria, a person like me who is in Nigeria. As a result of this behavior, we can say that people do a lot of crazy things with their money, but I can't say because this person spend his money this way, I cannot judge and say because he spends his money this way, or because he tends to manage his money this way, or because he tends to run his money this way based on his lifestyle, then I'll call him crazy. No one is crazy. We choose to, we choose to spend money the way we want it. But that doesn't mean that we are crazy. According to investor Michael Batman, it says some lessons have to be experienced before they can be understand. Sometimes, they say that there's this word I said, experience is the best teacher. And so a person will say that instead of you learning from your own, trying to make the mistake, by learning from your mistake, you learn from other people's mistake. Sometimes when it comes to money, it's very, very difficult for us to learn from other people's mistakes. Sometimes we have to experience it before we can actually know the value of this thing. So we all have our different experiences with money, and this actually form the kind of person we are. It formed the kind of behavior we have towards money today. Now, this brings us to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is luck and risk. So we'll say that as much as we recognize the role of luck in success, the role of risk means we should forgive ourselves and leave room for understanding when judging failure. Nothing is as good as it seems. Now, we say that there is, when someone is successful, we say it is luck. Then when you take a risk and the risk does not come the way it is, then we call it failure. So now our attitude towards failure also have a huge influence in our financial journey. So the rich man and the poor man both could engage in risk. So now one person could be lucky and another person could not. So how do the other person overcome the failure that comes with it? It's by not seeing it as a failure per se, or making it look like, okay, that's the end of it, I'm not going to do anything that involves risk again, I'm not going to take action. But you just have to understand that nothing is as bad as it seems. So your attitude, your behavior, your responses towards failure matters a lot in your financial journey. Chapter 3 is never enough. Wow, chapter 3 never enough. I listed a lot of points from chapter 3 never enough. So yes, and we have some principle of never enough, of which I'm going to read out. The hardest financial skills is getting the goalpost to stop moving. Life isn't funny without a sense of enough. Now, okay, I'll summarize this later. So 2 is social comparison. Social comparison is a problem here. Now, to acknowledge that you can have enough, even if it's not up to that of the people around you. Number 3, enough is not too little. Enough is realizing that the opposite, an insatiable appetite for more, will push you to the point of regret. The only way to know how much food you can eat is to eat until you are sick. Number 4 principle, there are many things never worth risking, no matter the potential gain. Number 1, your reputation is invaluable or priceless. Your freedom and independence are invaluable. Family and friends are invaluable. Being loved by those who you want to love you is invaluable. Happiness is invaluable. And your best shot at keeping this thing is knowing when it's time to stop taking risk that might harm them, knowing when you have enough. So you have to understand that life isn't funny without the principle of enough, without having the sense of enough. You should know when to put a stop to this risk. You should know when you get to the goalpost, when to stop. You should know when to put an end to something. You should know when to have this satisfaction. Because I understand that there will be a point whereby you just want to be so greedy and you want to like get more. So you have to understand that your other people enough is different from your own enough. So other people could have more than you do, but you are okay, you are satisfied with what you have. Do you understand? So your own level of enough is different from another person. Number 4 is confounding and compounding. You don't need tremendous force to create tremendous results. Now it's talking about the momentum progress of your whatever thing you are into. Like you don't have to like put force into it. It's just the one step at a time, 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 one step at a time. Okay, from here I'll get here. This is my yes, this is my goal. This is where I'm going to. But as I keep going, I have to start from here, from A to B, from B to C, from C to D, from D to E. So every wealthy people you see today started from A to B, from B to C. It's a ladder, it's a step. You cannot try to jump it. Now, compounding works with time. So you have to understand the principle of time in whatever you are building. Chapter 5 is getting wealth versus staying wealth. Good investing is not necessarily about making good decision. It's about consistently not screwing up. Morgan Housel made us understand that getting money is one thing, then keeping it is another thing. For you to be wealthy, in your journey of wealth, in your journey of becoming wealthy, if that's correct, you have to have two skills, which is number one, the skills of getting money, and number two, the skills of keeping it. Getting money requires taking risk, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. Keeping money requires the opposite of taking risk. It requires humility and fear that what you've made can be taken away from you just as fast. You have to have this understanding, and you have to have the skill of learning how to keep money, because it will help. Say that most of the things you have, most of the wealth you have, could actually be attributed to luck in a way, but not 100% luck, and we can't say 80% luck, and we cannot really say 50% luck. But then you can't afford to lose what you've worked for. You can't afford to lose what you work for. So you have to understand the principle of keeping money. So according to Nassim Taleb, I don't know if I pronounce the name well, he said having an urge and surviving are two different things. The first requires the second. You need to avoid rain at all costs. For you to have these two skills of making money, getting money, and keeping it, you have to actually have have your financial plan and your investment plan. Everyone wants to make money, everyone wants to know it. So in the journey of you trying to acquire the skill of making money, you also have to acquire the skill of keeping money in the journey, so that as you are making the money, you also learn how to keep the money. This takes us to chapter 6. Chapter 6 is Till You Win. Now I said you can be wrong at the time and still make a fortune. Say because I am always wrong, then I will let go of my business or just shut down my business. No, because your business is even dead today because what you feel is right, or what you feel is wrong, and you are doing is could have actually not, and brought you what you think was right and was actually wrong and end up bringing you results. Controlling your time is the highest dividend money pays. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want. You heard the statement that say time is money, time is money, time is money. So your ability to control your time results to you being wealthy. We have to, whatever you are doing, you have to think of, okay, how can I get my time? So chapter 8 is Man in the Car Paradox. No one is impressed with your possession as much as you are. Now, here is a paradox. People tend to want wealth to signal to others that they should be liked and admired. But in reality, those other people often bypass admiring you not because they don't think wealth is admirable, but because they use your wealth as a benchmark for their own desire to be liked and desired. So he wrote a letter to his son. He says that you might think you want an expensive car, a fancy watch, a huge house. I'm telling you, you don't. What you want is respect and admiration from other people, and you think having expensive stuff will bring it. It almost never does, especially from the people you want to respect and admire you. He ended up the statement by saying, humility, kindness, and empathy will bring you more respect than horsepower ever will. Chapter 9 is wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is what you don't see. Now it says spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. We tend to judge wealth by what we see because that is the information we have in front of us. We can't see people's bank accounts. So we rely on outward appearance to gauge financial success, like cars, house, and the rest. So he went further by telling us that wealth is the nice car not purchased, the diamond and the watch not worn, the clothes and the first class upgrade declined. Wealth is financial assets that haven't yet been converted into stuff you see. So when people say that they want to be a millionaire, what they actually means is that they want to spend millions. That is actually the opposite of being a millionaire. According to investor Bill Maher, there is no fastest way to feel rich than to spend lots of money on really nice things. But the way to be rich is to spend money you have and to not spend the money you don't have. It's really that simple. The only way to be wealthy is to not spend the money that you have. It's not just only way to accumulate wealth, it's the very definition of wealth. Exercise is like being rich. You think I did the work and now I deserve to treat myself to a big meal. Wealth is turning down that treatment and actually burning net calories. It's hard and requires self-control. It creates a gap between what you could do and what you can chase to do that. What you could do and what you can chase. Now, the problem for many of us is that it is easy to find rich role model. It is harder to find wealthy one because by definition of their success is more hidden. We tend to gauge people's success by what we see. Oh, this person is driving a Ferrari, this person is doing this, putting on luxuries, then is wealthy. But according to this book, Psychology of Money, the author makes us understand that wealth is not what we see. Wealth is the clothes that we choose not to buy. Wealth is the car is the expensive things we choose not to. It's just more like you going for exercise, and after the exercise, just tell yourself, "Oh my God, I deserve to give myself a treat." So wealth is you not giving yourself that treat. So that is the sole definition of wealth. So now the question is, when you make money, where do you put your money to? What do you do with your money? That's the question you should ask yourself. So many of us, when we just lose control, self-control, and we don't even know what we want to use the money to do. And before we know, we try getting things right because we want to earn respect from people. We want people to know that, I have landed. Chapter 10. I'm so excited. I'm sure this video is very long, but please watch to the end. You'll learn a lot from this. Chapter 10. Now, this brings us to the end of the 10 chapters I said I'm going to revise on this video here. So chapter 10 is save money. The only factor you can control generates one of the anything that matters. Building wealth has little to do with your income or investment return, and lots to do with your saving rate. Saving is a gap between your ego and your income. Saving help you to spend less. It helps you spend money on the most important thing. It gives you this understanding that you don't have to spend all your money. You don't, and what you need to understand is that you don't have to save for a reason. Investments is actually a ways to get money, but savings helps you keep money. I understand that your return on savings might not really be so high, but having your money store up somewhere, okay, keep saving your money, then have the one that you invest the money, you get it, then you divide the money. Okay, this one goes for saving, this one goes for this, my expenses, that's of my family, that's of my friends or anything. This one goes for the car while I save this one. Saving is very important. We cannot overemphasize on the importance of savings. As a young person, as an adult, it's very important that you save, because saving means you are accumulating wealth, you are keeping money for yourself. And remember that in one of those chapters, we said that there are two skills you need to have: the skill of getting money and the skill of keeping money. Now, with this 10 subtopic that we listed, we've seen how to generate wealth. And if you have to practice at least two or five from the things listed in this book that I just summarized to you, you would see how it's going to affect the trajectory of your financial journey. You will see the impact in the trajectory of your financial journey, and you will be glad you do it. So why making money? Learn how to keep it. Why acquiring the skill of making money? Also acquire the skills of keeping it. So I'm sure you've been able to get one or two tips from this video, from this book. And yes, my name is Sivo Ayanshala, and I am the host of this YouTube channel. So I want you to do one thing for me. If you like my video, I want you to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.